and welcome to yet another DH newsroom. Today we'll be talking about the Congress. The Congress has appointed its campaign committee for Kerala. Kerala goes to the polls in a couple of months' time. The Congress on Thursday has appointed senior leader Ramesh Chennithala as the chairman and Shashi Tharoor as the co-chairman of the campaign committee in poll-bound Kerala. Now, to discuss this with me, I have two of my colleagues, Shemin Joy and Arjun Raghunathan. Arjun, let's come to you straight. This development, how do you see it?
Hi, Viju. The key thing we can see here is that Shashi Tharoor has been made the co-chairman of this campaign committee because, as we all know, there has been some differences between Tharoor and leadership, and recently there were some talks. And after that, Tharoor was comfortable, and now he has been made the co-chairman. But there are some questions why he was not made the chairman. So what we could get is that he is quite busy with other commitments, and they want him to be more in the field. So that is why he is when he need not be unhappy with that. He has been made the co-chairman. That is one thing. And Ramesh Chennithala, as we all know, he's one of the senior most leader in Kerala, a very seasoned leader. And as a campaign coordinator, he has been given the role of this coordinating the campaign. And actually, it involves mainly pooling of funds, resources. So in that way, he's well experienced. In that way, Chennithala being chosen as the chairman is also good, and he will be also happy that he has been given a good responsibility. And like with regard to manifesto, Benny Behanan has been made the chairman of the manifesto committee. So it's after all a Congress manifesto committee. They have to go give it to the UDF and all. So, and generally we can see that it's a mix of youngsters, women are there, senior leaders like Kodukudul Suresh are there in the both committees. So it's a sort of balanced thing. So I think they have done justice with this formation of the committee.
Okay, Arjun. Now, Shemin, based on what Arjun has said, what are your initial reactions to this announcement by the Congress?
See, the interesting talking point about this announcement about the campaign committee as well as the four-member manifesto committee is that the Congress leadership has now accepted that there is a stake for Shashi Tharoor in Kerala politics. So they are not going.
Could you give a bit of background to our viewers as to why Tharoor's accommodation or participation in this as a co-convener is important, and what signal does it send?
See, Shashi Tharoor didn't want to be the deputy chair of a panel related to Kerala elections. That we have to first underline that particular point. So that is why the Congress leadership accepted that or appointed him as a co-chair, which is almost at par with Ramesh Chennithala. See, you have to see Shashi Tharoor's last 10 years, the strained relationship. It is not a recent phenomenon. From 2014 onwards, immediately after the 2014 Lok Sabha elections, he had a fallout with the leadership. He started praising Narendra Modi, or many articles, he had his own explanations on what he was doing. So that strain continued for the last 10 years.
Okay.
So in Kerala, also the Kerala leadership he was not a good relationship with the Kerala leadership. He had issues with the central leadership, especially the Gandhi family. He was part of the G23, the group of 23 leaders who wrote to Sonia Gandhi regarding the leadership crisis in the party. But in the last 2 months or 3 months, as the Kerala was going to polls, there was a concerted effort from the part of the leadership, both at the central level and at the state level, to address his concerns. See, one of the major problems Shashi Tharoor was talking about was that he is not consulted, he is not given his due in the party in Kerala or at the central leadership.
Okay.
You remember that he fought the elections for the Congress president elections also, even though he was defeated, but he got more than 1,000 votes, so almost more than 10% votes, which is a sort of record for any defeated Congress presidential candidate. What happened was that in a couple of months ago, there was a leadership conclave in Wayanad in Kerala, where all the Kerala top leaders joined together, and Shashi Tharoor also was invited, where the ice started melting.
Okay. Was that the event where Rahul Gandhi did not address?
No, that was not in Wayanad, and you're talking about the Kochi meeting. Wayanad, at the Wayanad meeting, even K.C. Venugopal, who is also considered to be a CM hopeful, you had Ramesh Chinnathala.
We'll come to that later. Now, Tharoor.
Yes. On that, I'll continue. So all these people were there. They have been, if you see a photo which went viral, were K.C. Venugopal, V.D. Sadishan, Ramesh Chinnathala, the state president, Sunny Joseph, and all having a good laugh at some joke or something, which was tweeted by Mr. Tharoor also.
Okay.
But after that, Tharoor also started warming up to the Congress party or Congress leadership only after the party's better performance in the local body elections.
Civic body results actually was the turning point over there as well.
I would say that even Tharoor maybe was saying that everything was fine or he was a loyal congressman, but like things started changing when Tharoor saw that Congress is on a winning side. So he didn't want to derail the whole campaign or then he wanted to be part of that thing.
Okay.
So he and the Kerala state leadership, especially the Congress General Secretary organization at the central level, K.C. Venugopal also made his efforts to do
mend fences
but
over there.
suddenly when Rahul Gandhi went to Kochi for a Maha Panchayat, where a felicitation ceremony for the local body poll winners as well as those who fought valiantly for the party, there allegedly, this was the feeling what Shashi Tharoor had, even though Tharoor will not come on record to say that he was slighted or he felt insulted, but he conveyed that message to the leadership. He also missed or skipped the party meeting where Kerala leaders were called to discuss election strategy and all. Then there was a meeting, he held a 2-hour long meeting with Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge and Rahul Gandhi, where almost ice melted. Complete there was a conversation. Rahul Gandhi and Kharge gave him certain assurances about this. So you have to see it in that follow-up that this campaign committee
becomes the co-chairman of the campaign committee.
That is where I say, like I said in the beginning, the stakes for Shashi Tharoor in Kerala has been accepted by. Now, when I say stakes for Shashi Tharoor, even the party or Tharoor may not be seeing it as a claim for chief ministerial thing.
We'll come to that, the same question later. Arjun, if I could come to you, based on your interactions with local leaders after this announcement was made, what is the feedback you are getting?
Yeah, I spoke to a couple of leaders in the party, and they said that it's like a sort of mix. It's a good choice, good selection, and most importantly, Shashi Tharoor has been given a good position. What Tharoor actually expects is a due consideration. So he has been given a good consideration, and for that reason, everybody is quite happy with this election. So far, no voices of dissent has come out. Came out so far. In the case of Congress, it should have come by this time, but so far nothing has come out. So there's a general feeling that this is a good move actually, and it's an early bird move also. Like Congress is going ahead with the election year in this thing. That is what we get from the sources.
Okay, Shemin, if I could actually now just turn the attention a bit to the center, what is the message the central leadership in Delhi is giving the Kerala unit through this?
In this particular this thing, also the seniors have been accommodated. Like if you talk about the campaign committee, you have Ramesh Chinnathala as the chairman and Tharoor as the co-chair. There's a manifesto committee also. People are not talking much about that manifesto committee. It is a 4-member committee where you have 2 veterans, Benny Behanan as the chairman and Kodikundal Suresh, a multiple time member, one of the senior most Lok Sabha MP, not just from Congress, from other parties also. Kodikundal Suresh is the co-chair and there are 2 other members. See, interesting thing about this particular list is that Congress also signals I won't say complete generational shift, but they are combining the experience as well as now promoting youngsters to take young leaders to take up more bigger assignments. If you take the campaign committee, it is a 10-member committee.
Okay.
Ramesh Chinnathala and Tharoor are 69 years old. All other members, 8 members, are around 50 or below 50. So 2 of them are 51 years old and other 6 are below.
Yes.
See, if you talk about the members, Shafi Parambil. Shafi Parambil is one of the most popular young leaders. Haibi is another popular young EMP. You have Roji M. John. I mean, Roji M. John was at one point of time considered to be replace K. Sudhakaran as the KPCC
So,
chief.
if I would just ask, what is the average age or about the age of the youngest member in this one?
Somewhere around 40.
40.
40.
Okay, Arjun also made a mention of how young the general members of this committee are. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, see, you have Matthew Kurel Nadar, who is another person who takes up issues and who had petitioned against Chief Minister.
Chief Minister, yes.
He might not have been successful in that, but like he had raised that kind of a narrative. If you come to the manifesto committee, Benny Behanan and Kodikundal Suresh have been in electoral politics from 1980s. If I remember correctly, Benny Behanan first fought the elections in 1984. So, and he was a person who was very vocal or a very organizational manager of the Antony faction of Congress. AK Antony. Now that faction is not more there. He knows the in and out of the Congress party. They know how these people are good election managers. Along with them is two youngsters, Dean Kuriakose, who is Idukki MP.
So you think the center is actually giving a lot of focus on the Gen Next in the Congress?
Exactly. See, they have also understood that see, when I started checking on or examining politics when I was in school and all, the names which we used to hear was K.C. Venugopal, Ramesh Chanditala, Benny Behnan. Tharoor was a late entrant in 2009. Forget about Tharoor in this particular contest. Kodikundal Suresh.
Okay.
All these people were. Now you are hearing more new names. These were the people who were actually dominating the election decision system in Congress for decades. Now you have more new people like Haibi, Roji, C.R. Mahesh, another local leader, Ramya Haridas. Even though she lost the election, Congress is putting a premium on her. I mean, like, okay, trying to groom her.
Is backing a leader.
Yes. You have J.B. Mathur, the Rajya Sabha MP, who may be in her 40s, early 40s.
Okay.
So these kind of young people have been given bigger responsibility, and campaign committee for any party is an important manifesto also is so these people are getting that kind of an experience.
Okay, let me come to you, Arjun. What is your reading of this from this constitution of the committee? What is your reading of the prospects of the Congress in the state? We have to also realize that after 2 terms of the left, the Congress is going to fight for power. What is your reading?
Yeah, as we all know, Congress is now pinning high hopes. After 10 years, they are most likely to come back to power. Apart from this local body election results, this Sunil Kanagulu team already did a couple of rounds of survey, and all results are coming out positively. And now the Congress focus of the Congress is to have an early bid advantage. They are making things, getting ready by the time the elections are announced or declared. So now this opposition leader is leading a statewide yatra which is going on. So, and next week the Congress leadership is meeting on next Monday for candidate selection talks and all. So they are trying to take an early bid advantage.
Okay, I'll just pull that thought and I'll come to you, Shaman. There are a lot of leaders, a lot of capable leaders. Many leaders are being talked about. You have Ramesh Chanditala, you have Tharoor, you have V.D. Satishan, who's the LOP over there, and you have K.C. Venugopal at the center, who's the organizational secretary. There are many leaders, capable leaders. Who do you think would be a CM prospect if the Congress and the UDF were to come to power?
Yeah, that is a tricky question, man. Like, nobody would want to hazard a guess, but see, right now V.D. Satishan appears to have an edge in Kerala because he is holding a yatra for the party. K.C. Venugopal, you cannot you
cannot write off, is what you're saying?
You cannot write off because he is the case, a general secretary organization who has the years of Rahul Gandhi. It's up to, it's to be seen whether Rahul Gandhi accepts that and relieve him of such a responsibility. But K.C. Venugopal wants to, nurses that ambition. Ramesh Chanditala, who has been eternal chief ministerial aspirant, now at 69, whether he has a chance to become, we don't know. See, I think Ramesh Chanditala, V.D. Satishan and K.C. Venugopal will be competing for the coveted post. And who will, right now, if you look at the Kerala, the way the perception has emerged is that V.D. Satishan has an edge over others right now. But politics is a long game.
Okay, now for final comments, Arjun, I'm coming to you first. What are your final comments when you actually look at this and look at the whole picture in the coming months? What do you think is going to come?
Yeah, actually, so far so good. Like it's quite good for the Congress so far. But the only thing is that they should be cautioning leaders to keep off from making public statements, because already there are reports that there is a leadership tussle going on within the Congress. There are some informal arrangements of 50-50 CM post sharing. Something like that are doing the round. So leaders should be cautioned against making such statements which will turn adverse to the party. Otherwise, it's so far so good for the Congress. And on the other side, the LDF is inviting trouble over the Sabrimala and other issues. So it's good time for the Congress. So they have to maintain this. Basically, they have to ensure that infight doesn't come out.
That's an interesting point, Arjun. I'll just take that point and I'll ask Shemin the same question. Shemin, as Arjun had said that, there is this thing that leaders should be cautioned against making public statements which would go against the party or the party leadership. Do you see that to be a problem, that leaders would speak out of turn and, that would be a problem for the Congress?
We joke about Congress that Congress has a habit of snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. So, but in the last couple of months, even during the local body elections, the state leadership was very cautious. They were like unseen, in an unseen way. They were democratic in giving tickets to people, local leaders. So we didn't see much of it, that factionalism, even though there were normal fights, inner party fights, but that we didn't see. In the Wayanad Chronicle, which I mentioned some time ago, also the basic thing was that we should first fight together to defeat the CPM-led Left Democratic Front. That is the first priority. After that, we will fight for chief ministerial posts, for the other ministerial posts and all. So right now, I don't see that leaders will be making any statements that will harm the interest of Congress party. There's some sort of a unanimous understanding among the leaders not to create trouble. At least in the public sphere. They may fight again for tickets or for their supporters and all, but it doesn't.
That's an interesting point on which Shemin actually concludes it. He says everything looks honky-dory, but there is a chance that things might go otherwise also if leaders were to actually bring in their ambitions for the chief ministerial post. I know that you didn't actually answer it in the way you would have actually liked to, but KC Venugopal becoming a chief ministerial candidate is also a question. Chenitala is there, Tharoor is there, VD Satishan is there. Congress has a problem of plenty. In the months ahead, this is going to be interesting to watch. For all developments in news from Kerala, you should actually go and read Arjun Raghunathan's story. All the developments on the opposition and the Congress, especially the Congress, there is Shemin Joy's articles that you can actually go through. In the months and days ahead, there will be a lot of developments, all of which will be covered in Deccan Herald. You can actually go to our videos on Deccan Herald's YouTube channel. It's Deccan Herald. If you've not subscribed, you can consider that. You can press the bell icon so that the next time a video drops, you will get a notification. Until then, have a good time.